Welcome back. In this video, we will go over the anatomy of the shin bone, the tibia. This is the tibia. It is one of the two bones of the leg. The tibia is always the medial bone. Looks like a T. This is the widest part of the bone, and this is the narrowest part. This right here is the leg. In the leg, we can see two bones. This is the tibia, which is the medial bone. And this is the fibula. The tibia articulates with the femur at the knee joint, and the tibia articulates with the tarsals at the ankle joint. Before we start with the structures of the tibia, let's first identify the four surfaces when the bone is in the anatomical position. This right here is the proximal part of the bone, which articulates with the femur. This right here is the distal part of the bone, which articulates with the tarsals. First, notice this structure right here. This unique structure on the distal part of the tibia will help you identify the medial aspect. So this is the medial aspect of the tibia whenever you see the structure. The opposite surface is the lateral aspect. Moving to the anterior surface, this right here is the anterior surface. Notice how the anterior surface right here is sharp, whereas the posterior aspect is much smoother. Let's start with the first structure on the distal part. This structure right here is the medial malleolus. So this is the unique structure that will help you identify the medial aspect of the bone. Remember, the tibia is the medial bone in the leg. The tibia has the medial malleolus, whereas the fibula, which is the second bone in the leg, is the lateral bone. The fibula gives the lateral malleolus. This surface of the tibia right here is the surface that articulates with the tarsal bones, and this is the talus right here, and this what forms the ankle joint. So this articulation forms the ankle joint. Also in the foot, this is the big toe, which is the medial toe, and this is the medial malleolus. So right here, this is the ankle joint. Moving to the anterior surface, this structure right here is the anterior border. This sharp structure is the anterior border. Moving to the proximal part of the tibia, right here, we can see the tibial tuberosity. So this is the tibial tuberosity. Moving to the two condyles of the tibia. Right here, this is a condyle, and this is a condyle. How will you differentiate between the two condyles? Through the medial malleolus. So the medial malleolus is right here. This is the medial condyle of the tibia. The opposite one is the lateral condyle of the tibia. Moving to the superior surface of the tibia. Right here, we have two articular surfaces. This right here is an articular surface, and this right here also is an articular surface. This surface is the articular surface of the medial condyle. Again, this is the medial malleolus, and this is the articular surface of the medial condyle of which bone? Of the femur. The opposite one is the articular surface of the lateral condyle of which bone? Of the femur. Between the two articular surfaces, right here, this is the intercondylar eminence. So this is the intercondylar eminence. This right here is the left femur. This is the bone in your thigh. This right here is the left tibia. See how the articular surfaces on the tibia will articulate with the two condyles on the femur. So these are the condyles right here. This is the medial condyle of the femur. This is the lateral condyle of the femur. Check out my video on the anatomy of the femur to understand its structures. So these two condyles, they articulate with the articular surface of the tibia, which forms the knee joint. Let's repeat the structures on the tibia. This right here is the medial malleolus. This is the anterior border. This right here is the tibial tuberosity. This is the medial condyle. This is the lateral condyle. This is the articular surface of the medial condyle, and this is the articular surface of the lateral condyle. In between, we have the intercondylar eminence. This is the medial malleolus. You can find your medial malleolus on the medial aspect of the ankle. This tiny projection right here is the medial malleolus from the tibia, which is the medial bone in the leg. Let's answer the question, is that the right or the left tibia? To answer this question correctly, identify these four surfaces. Imagine the bone in its anatomical position. The answer is, this is the left tibia. I hope you found the video helpful. Hit the like button and subscribe for more amazing content.